Welcome everyone, a wonderful song from Warrant, Cherry Pie. Big hit for them. Uncle Tom's Cabin's another one. That's on my list to do. Standard tuning. Got my notes written out so you can download them. The link will be right below the video. Also a shout out, if you like, you can buy me a beer. There's a link below. You can click on that and buy me a beer. It'd be appreciated. This song starts out from about the 17th fret on an A note, basically. We're going to slide down to an A power chord, C, and then D twice. And then we move up to a 1, 2, 3, 4 on an F, and same with the G. And then we do this little palm muted Alright, so we're palm muting the 6th string before we move to the 5th string, 5th, 4th, and 2nd fret. Land on the A on the 5, again palm muted. And then we go right into, this is like a pre-chorus in the intro. They reference the chorus here. So what we're going to do is E power chord twice, C power chord twice, A power chord twice. Now I've seen tabs and people doing a C add ninth. So if you're not familiar with that, it's like taking a G and moving everything from the lower half down a string to the 5th and 4th string. But I don't think they're playing the 4th string. I think this is more of a C sus. This is C sus 2, I believe. And then, so that's once actually. A little bit of ringing out to a D power chord. Alright, so let me turn off the echo or the spring reverb. Alright, so we got this. Then we go back to an E twice and a G power chord twice. And then we're going to go to G, D, A. Now there are some scratches between, it just kind of varies, so, you know, put them where you feel. And then we do this really cool kind of a triplet. So what we're doing there is we're going to palm mute the E on the 6th string and hit the 7th fret E unmuted, and then 2 hits on a palm muted 6th string open. Then we go to the 5th fret, back to a palm muted open 6th, to the 4th fret, back to a palm muted open, and then we're going to hit 5 on the 5th string to 5 on the 6th string. Now what I've found is use the lower half of your finger to fret the 5th fret of the 5th string before you go to 6, because you kind of push it off if you're trying to do it as individual notes. Alright, so it'll be like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can just roll it as you hit those notes. And that is consistent. He'll do that lick 3 times, and he'll slide off the next couple. The very last time he does it, we will go to the 5th fret and basically change the lick there. We're going to palm mute the 6th string before we hit 5, 4 to 2 again. And this is what I notice people miss. They're doing kind of a, so what we're doing is hitting the open 6th string to the 3rd fret and then an A slight power chord real quick. Then we're into the verse. All right. So let's do that open lick all the way through to the A just before the verse. Let's do this lick that we just learned. We'll do it the 3 times, 4th time, leading to the open 6th to 3rd fret and then a power chord. So we have this 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so the verse starts with the 2 A power chords. They're quick, just a da-da, about a 4 count, and then we do the 2 E power chords again. This is in the verse. And then we do a D power chord to A, back to our E. The first time through, you'll hear him come down from 17 again on the 6th string. And then what he does, he hits the 2nd fret of the 5th string, pulled off to open. And we'll do that on the 4th and 3rd, and then back to the 4th. And then 2 more A or E power chord hits. So that takes the place of one of the E power chords in the second half of this verse 1 measure. So let's do the whole measure together. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. All right, then what we're going to do is one shortened lick, if you will, with the open string. Then we're going to do the same lick to the A power chord. All right, at that point, we're into the second half of verse 1. So the second half of verse 1 has a couple little different nuances in it. We're going to hit the E power chord twice. And then you'll hear this. So what he's doing is basically an E, it's in the D form, but we only play the 3rd and 2nd string. All right, and then back to an E twice. So we have this. And then our D, A, back to E twice. No slide up, but we're going to do that same lick. Back to E, and then D, A. Now, to end the verse, even though we've gone to A here, we're going to hit A again, just like we did in the intro, going up to C and D twice, and then to F and G. The F is not a one-anda, it's more of a 1, 2, 3, 4. Same with the G, all right? So the second half of verse 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. To the chorus. So the chorus chords, it's 2 measures long, basically a repeat of what we preluded to in the intro. We'll do the E to G, A, and then C sus2 to D, and then our E twice to G twice, and then G, D, A, and that will repeat. So I'll play once through. repeat. So that is the chorus. Next up, verse 2 starts out a cappella. So he doesn't do the 2 sets of E. We come back in with a D to A. Then we do a set of E power chords. And then we do this lick from pulling off to open, but we stop on the 4th string at 2. Then our E power chord twice. 2, 3, 4. So verse 2 is much shorter. You could see again after the lick changed a little bit, we went to D and A. We came back with our A, C to D twice, and so forth. So again, it's in my notes, but verse 2 is much shorter than verse 1. We do chorus 2, which is exactly like we learned, and then we're into the solo, and I will show you the solo rhythm. We'll save the solo for last. So the solo rhythm is a bit different. What we're going to start out doing, it sounds kind of familiar. I'm going to do the first measure. This first measure consists of basically the same chording type lick twice. So I'll show it to you and then we'll go over it. Alright, so we're sliding in again from 17 on that 6th string, and then we're going to go A power chord to B twice. Then we just hold that 4 down on the 4th string, lift the 5th string up to open, back down 2 and 4, back up with the 5th string, 4 holding, back to 2 and 4, open, and 2 and 4. So slowly. Then we just stop. Now we're going to do that, but the last 4 will go to an actual B chord, will actually go to an A. So it'll sound like this. Then we grab the 4th fret of the 6th string and give that some bend and release a couple times. And some vibrato. Alright, and then the whole thing repeats. So, let's do it one more time together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, the second half or second measure of the solo rhythm, we do a lick we're familiar with, but we're moving everything up a string. So we'll be doing it on the 5th and 4th string, and there's a couple little nuances that are different. So we're going to go through it once. All right, the second time through, when we stop on this 5, we're going to hit a D to C power chord. So you kind of want to hit 4 and move your finger up to 5 so you can quickly catch that D. All right. So this is the second time through. One more time. Alright, now we're going to do the same thing we've done, but it will be A to D. Then we're into verse 3. And he says, they stop right there with verse 3 says, you ain't going to swing with my daughter no more. So we know those licks leading up to that. Let's go through the last section of the solo rhythm together slowly so you can see how it all fits together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, then we do the D, or the E note, the lick, back to E twice, and then D, A, then the E twice power chord with our lick and the slide down, and then E twice, and then he goes into, like I said, it's kind of another a cappella, Ain't Gonna Swing With My Daughter No More. And then we're into chorus 3, but chorus 3 is a key change. I mean, this song is wonderfully constructed. The solo has some great licks in it. I really, really had a lot of fun learning this, and thanks to my buddy Dave, who thought this would be a good song, and sure enough, yeah. So the key change that we do in chorus 3 really leads us out of the song. We're going to do this basic it's chorus, but in A instead of E, are 2 times before the chords lead us out. So it'll sound like this. Alright, so that is basically the chorus taking us out, going A to C to D, and then F, G once, back to A to C twice, then we come back C, G, D. As we hold that D, we're going to add the suspended 8 on there, hit it twice, and then take it off. Then repeat. Then they go from the C to G to D 1 time. Then we're going to go out with 3 hits on the F, 3 hits on the G, but we're going to do it at the 6th string. Then we move that up to an F on the 5th root, but we're going to add the 6th string to it. So it'll be 6th string on the 8th fret of the 6th and 5th string, 10 on the 4th string. 3 hits. Move that up to G, and then we come out, and that is the end of the song. So we end with the lick we know. We'll go over the solo next. You'll have the whole song. First measure of the solo sound like this. Alright, so what we're doing is take a D shape, invert it. We'll be on the 2nd and 3rd string at 10, the 2nd string at 9. We slide that up to 11 and hit it again. And then we'll do that again. We'll do it 4 times. Total of 4 times. Then we bend 10 with slight pinch harmonics. Then 10 unbent to 9, 10, 9, 10. Then go to 9 on the 3rd string with a bend and vibrato. Alright, so the next measure leads us into, it's really a nice little pull-off lick. We're going to hit 10 on the 2nd string. So 10 on the 2nd string to 9, bent up, release, pulled off to 7, landing on 9 on the 4th string, back to 9, 3rd, 9, 4th, and then 7 on the 3rd. Then another one. Now we'll bend it up again, release and pull off and land on 9, and then 7. Then he hits a harmonic on the 5th fret of the 3rd string, takes the bar down, and then we change positions. All right, so that second lick. All right, and then we change, so we'll change positions here, and I'll show you that. So this third measure in the solo takes us up basically to the 17th position. All right, we're going to start out on the 2nd string 20th fret with 2 bends, and then a hammer on and pull off from 17 to 20 back to 17, and then 2 hits on 20 on the 1st string with bends. Then we're going to do 2 pull-offs from 20 to 19 to 17, landing on 20 on the 2nd. Then we just lay down our 3rd finger, pull off 19 to 17 on the 1st string, landing on 20, pulled off to 19 and 17. Come back to 20 and pull off to 17. And that is the full measure. So, from the beginning, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, and then we change positions again. We're going to come up to the 5th position. Alright, so what we're doing there is we're going to bend, kind of a Chuck Berry move, the 3rd string at 7, hitting the 2nd string at 5, back to the 1st string at 5, back to 2nd string at 5, and then hit 8 with some bend and vibrato. Then we come to the 3rd string, 7 bent, released and pulled off to 5, landing on 7 on the 4th, back to 7 on the 3rd, and 7 on the 4th. Then when we hit 5, we're going to give it a slight bend and then open to 5. So I don't know if he meant to do that, but it sounds really cool. So everything up to that point. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, the final lick, which is really awesome, we'll start on the 14th fret and go to 17 on the 6th string. And what we're going to do is move up a half step each time till we come to the 3rd string. When we come to the 3rd string, we'll be at 17 to 20. Then we come to the 2nd string at 17. We're going to hit 20 on the 1st string after that. And then 22. Alright, so that very last lick, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the solo, guys. Really well done. I love that last lick. It's just fantastic. Kind of reminds me of the lick in Roller. But anyhow, just well done. So I hope that helps everybody. Again, my notes are available right below. Enjoy.